Hey, what's up, good YouTube? I'm off to a crazy start. It's your man Ronin, better known as Ronin Agent 317, and I'm gonna do another video today. Definitely want to send a shout out to the masculine mercenaries, Madam Mercenaries, Black Men Vent, Why You Mad Son Radio, 5150 Nation, and all those content creators who are actually producing content that will teach us to be better men and women from here on out. You already know the game. You scan that. Use the code Ronin10 to be a part of the A-Game lifestyle. So that way, you learn how to fuck the shit out of your purpose, fellas. That way you can be a warrior in the streets and an outright warlord in the sheets. But we'll get to that later. Today's video, we need to really go in depth about what we're talking about. What kind of brotherhood are you part of? See, with the brotherhood, we're talking about a level of camaraderie. And this is something I learned before the Marine Corps, but it's more enhanced when I went in, and especially when my enlistment was done. With your brothers, you come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, for the most part different mindsets, but what binds you together are some sense of familiarity, common ground, interest, and just even a brotherly bond. And from what I've seen in this space for over the years I've been here, there's a lot of maggles out here. They're definitely bonded by trauma. And instead of being beacons of brilliance being used correctly, a lot of guys will use ashy dick analytics. They'll find any statistic or any excuse or reason to remain wounded, which is not helpful for each other, but mainly for yourselves. See, at one point I came into this space back in 2006, maybe 7, around that time. And at that time, I was really looking for understanding and guidance, because I couldn't rely on my father since he was passed for many years. Uncles, nah. And as far as other peers or whatnot, they were on some bullshit. So I was just trying to find answers for myself. And I happened to run into, brother, shout out to Don Calypso, and started talking to him, and then we started seeing a network of brothers who were really on to something. Shout out to Quest 07, Legend, Big Country, and a legion of others out there, that I won't name, but you know what it is, brothers. So salute to BMV. And when you get around them peers, there's that level of systems, order, and structure. And this was established before I even ran into A-Game. And as brothers, we're a reflection of each other. Not only are you strong as your weakest link, but if you're a piece of shit and we don't deal with pieces of shit, either you're going to have to check that at the door, or we're going to check you out of the circle. See, there has to be a level of rewards and consequences. With the brotherhood, you're supposed to support each other, and hold them accountable, as well. Expect to be held accountable as well. See, I can say with my brothers, as far as masculine mercenaries, in the time that I've known them, especially with BMV, that level of respect is earned because you have to put in work. Because there is a system that you have to adhere to, maintaining that order, not just within yourself, but in the group and beyond it. And structure, you know how things go, and you adhere to that. And see, where there's that balance, all of us can benefit. But in many of these spaces, like the bandosphere, you have individuals who want to get together, organize, and raise hell, and basically demasculinize the space with their emotional antics, or sniffing the nutsack of their, favorite internet deities, rather than stand on their word, their actions, and even a plan for themselves. So they'll follow anything, even if it's off the fucking cliff. See, with the Brotherhood, in this space and beyond, we're supposed to represent constructive criticism. We're supposed to welcome it. Anytime you need to be laced with game, you need to pay attention, because we're looking to sharpen each other. Iron should sharpen iron. Not sitting around with a bunch of sporks making a big ass mess, as you see in certain sectors. This is where you have brothers who share ideas, who you can trust with your vision. Learn the necessity of confidentiality, esprit de corps, spiritual value. Create a space to where that man can be better than he was last week, last month, last year, last decade. See, and when brotherhood is used constructively, you can help those who have fallen redeem the time that they have lost and regain a sense of respect and footing as needed. I know this isn't a popular conversation in these spaces, because I've seen what certain individuals have done to Alan Roger Curry when he decided, to change the game for himself and decide, like, look, I want a family. I want to get married. I want to have children. And they basically, threw him out there like he was a witch in Salem. And I thought that was some bullshit. There's some individuals out there who happen to have, a family. But in many cases, they've long divorced themselves from reality or any measure of respectability. They got a ring, though. But what does it mean when the ring in your tub has more significance than the ring you put on your finger? It's too many people have a relationship just for the sake of thumbing their nose at people who rejected them. And personally, you're only making an ass of yourself. But I digress. But the whole thing about brotherhood, we need to convert this space into what it's intended to be. It's a congressional library of information, or learning how to maneuver. It's supposed to be more like an internet interactive school of evolution, to where you start off as, premature minded boys, regardless of age, and to well-rounded men who are about something. Give them a sense of direction, purpose, a sense of belonging. See, when you have that, which in a sense is dwelling, then a man can really get to work. Instead of having this whole unchecked red pill rage, or more like blue pill outburst, you learn to turn that rage into righteous anger. Because as it always says, you get shit done. And as part of this brotherhood on here, you need to remain unapologetic about your stance. Because if I see you getting successful, that's a momentum that carries over. Because if I see individuals like Valdez making money, if I see Sheep making money, Bishop growing as he needs to, I know I'm next. That's what we gotta have, that mindset. This rugged individualism shit has gotten us nowhere. I've been here long enough to see even the established pillars out here, the K-Soul and Blacks, the Thugticians, Sergeant Willie Pete to an extent, and many others. Most of them are forgotten, because when it comes to brotherhood, part of that is actually knowing your history, knowing where you came from, preventing the mistakes that preceded you, and then passing something down to those, set to follow you, to carry the torch. That's what they meant by the marathon continues. You're supposed to pass the stick, not shove it up your ass for comfort. But again, especially when I got a brother like Grinch or so-called Pookie or whatnot, you learn through brothers like that have taken adversity, spit in his face, and really start showing you that he literally got it from the mud. He's going somewhere. I seen how they crucified him when he wrote a book, telling the truth about them motherfucking selves. And that's another thing. When it comes to brotherhood, the truth is not meant to be spoon-fed to you. We gotta take those hits straight on, suck it the fuck up, and change for the better. Because if a brother gives a damn about you, he's gonna tell you about yourself in order to improve yourself, if he means you well. Now, if they try to use your past to crucify you, well, you know what you need to do. So, always assess who you're around, because they are either a reflection of yourself or they're exposing you to some bullshit that you don't need to be a part of. So you got some homework to do. See who's around you that you can trust with your vision, with your short-term plans, mid-term plans, long-term plans. Can they trust you with the same information? Can you make those things grow? Because what happens if you take that chance to actually invest in each other as far as time, resources, creativity? You might have a brother that might enhance your idea, push you further, and vice versa. That's what we're supposed to do in this space. Not sit here in a monkey cage flinging shit at each other and think we're getting somewhere. See, that's that bullshit. And shout out to the Masculine Mercenaries and all the brothers I mentioned before and those I haven't or yet to. We're going to change this fucking space and the narrative that's been put on us. Because I know good and damn well you're just as tired as I am. So with that, so like, click, share, subscribe. You know, leave the comments in the comment section. If you disagree, so be it. You might get a response that you didn't want or need, or both. And as usual, never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin, fellas. And it's time we get on our A game and fuck the shit out of our purpose. Peace.